Hey, what's up, guys? So, Fulu coming at you with another video, man. And, shout out to Fight Hype for this video and this footage, man. All I gotta say is, wow, man. Like, I was utterly surprised at Devin Haney's words, man. I mean, he didn't hold back at all. And this video has to do with, I don't know, I think him and Teofimo Lopez, they were at like the weigh-in of I think they were at the press conference of the Broner Pacquiao fight, man. And so what happened was, they finally ran into each other and words were exchanged about the sparring, about Teofimo saying that it was easy work and things like that, about his dad saying that Devin Haney was crying in sparring. Devin Haney basically G-checked him. I gotta call it how it is, man. I mean, he just went up there and just G-checked him and said, that sparring was easy work and that, Teofimo couldn't hit him. And I was like, oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that, Teofimo, according to the words of his dad, I thought Teofimo was getting the best of him, man. You would think so by, how his dad was talking. So, I was surprised that this actually came out of, Devin Haney's mouth. And, some other words came out of his mouth, too, that made me even more surprised as well, man. He was like, that he's his own promoter and that, he doesn't have to answer to anybody. I mean, he went up to he even asked Teofimo, like, who do you answer to? He said, I go directly to the networks. You fight for you fight for a purse. He's like, I fight for, I fight for a purse and a backing. He was really getting on him. And Teofimo, just seemed, I'm not trying to be mean, but he kind of seemed like docile, man. He didn't know what to say. When the reporter asked, them about a potential fight with each other, it seemed like there was no enthusiasm from, Teofimo. He was like, oh, well, we're two rising up and coming stars. Eventually it's going to happen. People want to see it. This is a fight that people want to see. But Devin Haney, man, he said, it may happen sooner than later. I mean, that's what he said, man. I mean, that's what he said. I was very surprised at that, man. This guy was fully confident, and then Teofimo, I'm sorry to say it, but he kind of seemed docile about the whole thing, man. He kind of seemed, I want to say, kind of standoffish, basically. And then another thing that happened was, they faced off. They did a face-off, and, again, there was some reluctancy in Teofimo, basically, and I was just like, well, okay, well, that's just what it is, I guess. I mean, we see the true colors, and then when asked about Lomachenko, the reporter said, well, both of you guys said that Lomachenko is not all that. They both said that, basically. And then what happened with that being said is that, Devin Haney was like, he was like, I hope I get Lomachenko first. That's exactly what he said. He was like, I want to get Lomachenko first. I hope I get him, And so I was like, wow, this guy has full confidence in his ability. And the thing is, granted, he has been like winning, racking up wins, but it's just the one thing he lacks is that power, man. I mean, that's the one thing that I fear, and that I think also he lacks that killer instinct too, kind of, man. So he was very confident. I mean, he said, I mean, I was surprised that both of them said that, Vasily Lomachenko is on his way out, that it won't be long before that dude is on his way out. I mean, that kind of surprised me because, they showed no reverence for the quote unquote pound for pound number one, the quote unquote second coming of Ali, the quote unquote can beat Pretty Boy Floyd in his prime. And I was like, well, it is what it is, man. I mean, those are just his words, or I should say those are just their words, Now, I mean, how would I feel as far as them fighting each other? Skill-wise and footwork-wise, boxing IQ-wise, they all have to go to Devin Haney, and physical attributes too. That all goes to Devin Haney. Now, when it comes to power, though, you got to give it to Teofimo. He got more power than him. But again, he kind of also threw him. Devin Haney kind of threw him under the bus again and said, "Oh yeah, you were fighting my leftovers. You knocked out my leftovers." But I mean, it is what it is. But like, if these two were to fight, man, I would favor Devin Haney in as far as attributes go needed for boxing 12 rounds. But if it came to power and getting clipped, then I would favor Teofimo. That's who I would favor in that regards. But yeah, man, it was a very interesting video. I think I'll post a link of it in my in the description box, and you guys can check it out for yourself. Let me know what you guys think about it. I mean, let me know what you got out of this video, and let me know who you would think would win in a fight if those two were to fight. That's all I got for now, guys. Off till the next one. Enjoy.